welcome to another edition of Community Tapestry. My name is Napoleon Bell, and I'm the Executive Director with the City of Columbus Community Relations Commission. And as you know, who I have next to me?
Toni Teague. It's good to be back.
Miss Toni Teague. She's the co-host and always here by my side, making this show happen and really connecting with the community.
Well, you know, you make it easy, and the community's so awesome. They make it easy as well, so thanks.
Exactly. Well, and also in the community, we are celebrating the holidays. This is the holiday season. You know, we're here in December and going into January. You know, this is also the time of change, going from December to January. And as you'll be seeing, we have some change in our and where we are, what we're sitting on. We got some great furniture that you know is spicing it up. This is our Christmas present. This is our Christmas present. You know, and we got to thank Williams Interior Designs Incorporated.
That's right.
And the Davis Group.
That's right.
Made this happen. You know what? So I'm sitting kind of pretty. This is a great Christmas present.
Get used to it.
Get used to it because we really appreciate that and helping us out with our Christmas present to ourselves and to you, the community. But also, we going into January, we really want to talk about, there's a celebration that happens every year. It's a national holiday, and we're celebrating the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And so we've got some programs that not only our office does, but the Breakfast Committee does, the largest breakfast in the country. You got to come here.
We're still number one.
Still number one. Got to come here to be involved in that. So we've got some people here that can really talk about that and give us the insight on what's going on here with the celebrations here with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King legacy event. So without further ado, I'd like to turn to our left and I'd like to introduce, is it Dr. Burt Castle?
It's just plain old Burt Castle.
Burt Castle. Well, you've been doing this for so long, we want to call you a doctor because you have made the breakfast happen for, I don't know, so many years.
Leader extraordinaire.
Exactly. So we'd like to welcome you to the program. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you.
And then also next to him is Mr. Nelson Hewitt. He's actually, one of the staff people, the people that are making things happen in the discrimination complaint area. Mr. Nelson Hewitt, he's the Equal Opportunity Specialist in the Community Relations Commission. I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Well, thank you.
Well, we
Glad
know
to be here.
You were known, you had a program of your own, so you're
no stranger
to the program.
Much easier in this seat.
We understand. So, well, let's get started here because we've got so much to talk about and so many things going on. So let's start with you, Burt, in regards to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King breakfast. Worldwide known about this breakfast. And tell us a little bit about it. And you've been doing this for many years. And tell us about that.
Yes, I was with the breakfast from its inception. Started out as a volunteer hosting as people would come in and helping them find their tables and seats. And I was the treasurer, the coordinator, and then eventually the executive director. So it's been some years since we've gotten started. I've seen a number of changes over the years with regards to other events participating in the celebration of Dr. King, and saw the breakfast grow from a small crowd of a couple hundred to now we're hosting at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, and the crowd has always been a diverse crowd, no matter what the size it is. We have representatives from the political arena. We have a religious community participating. We have businesses. We have the small businesses. We have your average citizen coming to support the event. It's attended by Columbus and vicinity, surrounding areas, and we get some places from out of town, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, and so forth. So the breakfast has grown with participation, and it has grown to be something that the Columbus community expects to see each year. So the promotion of the breakfast makes it easy because people begin to wanting to look for it, begin to pay attention to the radio, television, newspaper about when it is, who's speaking, and so forth. So the promotion of the breakfast a lot of times take care of itself. The promotion from the very start was a grassroots promotion. The breakfast was born out of the Shiloh Baptist Church, the historical church here in Columbus, Ohio. And it was born out of a group of people who decided to do something on that day of the first King holiday. And they decided the first thought was to decide maybe to have something in the church, in the basement of the church. Then further thought was, why not just have a citywide event and host it at one of the hotels? And that's how it took off. First year, a small group. Next year, it grew bigger and bigger. And like I said before, over the years, other organizations, other schools, colleges, groups began to honor Dr. King by hosting some sort of event.
I gotta say, I really appreciate the breakfast. I'm thinking from personal experience, my children have had an opportunity to be volunteers, getting people to and from, and even helping people with mobility issues getting to their tables. So, how do you manage to keep the community so involved? Because you do have a lot of young people that help out with that breakfast.
Well, we solicit them. We solicit them through the churches and other groups who have volunteers that are ready to participate in some King activity during that time, and spread a word. So getting ample volunteers hasn't been a problem, and and one thing about volunteers is that volunteers are golden. You couldn't do the things that you need to do or are required to do without volunteers ready and able to do that.
So if people are interested in jumping in early to get their tickets and information about volunteerism, how will they contact you?
Well, you can go to our website, and there's information there with regards to contact. Our website is MLKJRBreakfast.com, or you could email us at the following email address, MLK Breakfast, that's one word, MLK Breakfast, at yahoo.com. And you can telephone us at area code 614-252-0868.
Now, before we move on to Nelson, you alluded to it started a while ago. So how long has this been going on? Because like I said, people plan their day around this. They know what's going to happen. They just, like you said, they want to find out, well, who's speaking this time, and I want but they're coming. So how long have you been doing this?
This January, upcoming January, the third Monday in January, will mark the 29th annual breakfast.
29 years.
And
Yes.
you've been volunteering with this for 29 years.
Yes.
How do you? Sometimes are you enamored by the fact that it started in the church, and then it's moved to the convention center and pretty much almost sells it out every year. So, do you get enamored by that?
No. I sort of look at it as giving credit to the citizens of Columbus. They recognize the importance of that day, and the companies recognize the importance of that day, and by knowing that, they participate. They participate by their own volition. I don't want to think that our PR work or our promotion is what pushes people to attend. I think it's because of self-motivation based on who we are celebrating and the reason for it. We're celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. King, a notable civil rights worker who was assassinated doing that work. And our country thought well enough of him to set aside a national holiday in his honor. And the community, not just in Columbus, but in the state, in the United States, and in the world, celebrate this day.
Well said.
Well, and yeah, to that point, I think, especially with the breakfast, this kind of gets you in that mindset. This is the inspiration for the day, because it's the first thing that happens. I believe it's, the doors open around 7:30 or so.
And people start getting to the parking lot around 5 in the morning.
Exactly. So this is that inspiration for the day of activities throughout the day. So that's, I see people like, okay, we're starting our day off with the breakfast to get our mindset and to hear the great speakers that you've had. Well, let me ask you this in regards to the speakers. Have you got the keynote lined up for this year?
Yes, this year we have Yvette McGee Brown as the keynote speaker.
Okay.
She's the first African American woman to be appointed to serve as a justice on the Ohio Supreme Court.
Wow. She's a powerful speaker.
Yes, yes, she is.
Definitely is.
Yeah, I guess we should
There you go.
Powerful speaker.
Yes,
Yes,
she is.
Well, that's. I look forward to hearing her words.
And you mentioned about the breakfast being the first thing in the morning. I like to think of it as the flagship King holiday event for Columbus.
Okay.
Because we're the first thing that happens in the morning. Doors open at 7. The program begins at 7:30.
Okay.
And the first 30 minutes is a musical tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King with dance performance and vocal performances. And the whole event is geared toward ending promptly at 10 a.m. so people can get out and go about other activities.
Exactly.
And there are plenty of
There are
activities that
plenty.
day.
Yes.
Well, speaking of ticketing, we'll shift gears a little bit and we'll come back to you. Is the other activities that the city of Columbus is getting involved in, and so I would turn to Mr. Nelson Hewitt over there to talk a little bit about we've got I guess starting off is the Martin Luther King Oratorical contest that happens.
Well, the City of Columbus and Mayor Coleman and the Community Relations Commission have a wonderful plan for you after you attend the breakfast and get that inspiration. I love the singing and I love the music, as well as speakers. But we also have big plans for that day. The City of Columbus 2014 Dr. Martin Luther King Youth Oratorical Contest is a program that's been going on for 14 years now.
Wow.
And it aligns itself well with the mayor's push in education and the commission's issues of interest in education, and both of them want us to work with youth. So there's a big focus for youth. So we have an oratorical program for children from kindergarten all the way up through high school. And we have different levels, so they compete within those levels. And the theme this year is building a loving, nonviolent community, something that a lot of our young people are very concerned about. Right. So we want all of our young people out in the audience to contact the Community Relations Commission. Look at our website, www.crc.columbus.gov, to find out how you can enroll and be a part of this great program to do an oratorical presentation. The oratorical itself is held January the 18th at the King Center, and we're excited about it being in that wonderful facility and that beautiful auditorium. And these young people are amazing. I have to tell you, it's we talked earlier about tearfulness and emotions when we hear some of these speakers.
Yeah, and inspiration.
When these young people get up and give their orations in front of the audience, their family and friends, it is a thing to behold, and the public is welcome to come and enjoy that with them. So that will be going on. We usually have 40 to 60 young people come participate in that program.
Right. And they also, the winners or of all different categories, one of them speaks at the breakfast, at the breakfast, and then also at the program that we'll later talk about here. But yeah, they really get, they have some amazing. They're one of the amazing speakers at the breakfast too.
So this oratorical happens the Saturday before the King holiday on the 20th, and we hope all of the young people get involved in that.
Right, so the second Saturday of January,
Yes.
2014, will be the oratorical contest.
And that said, I believe it starts at around noon or so.
Around noon at 12 o'clock, yes, to 4.
And so anybody can come. If you can't get in, if your young person's not involved in it, please everyone come and get involved. To support those young people that are standing up there.
Columbus
have memorized.
is a great community for that.
Yeah.
People come out and support all of these events. There are events going on all over the city. So we really want people to get involved. Now, if you're a young person out there listening, you need to sign up by December the 20th to be in the oratorical contest. And you're allowed to have cards to refer to, but you're graded on the fact that you give your oration with as few assists as possible, and you're graded on your poise and how you carry yourself and how you project your voice. So those are some of the things, young people, that you will need to think about if you're interested in being in that oratorical, and we really want you to come out and be a part of it.
Right, and even say something to the students who may not have a big interest but just might be slightly curious. What would you say to them?
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody, as Bert was talking about, to learn more about Dr. King. I learned about Dr. King in my own community. You might not believe this, Toni, but when I was young, in the early 60s, Dr. King came to my town, Louisville, Kentucky, to help us with housing issues.
Wow.
So a lot of us wouldn't be where we are today if not for the influence that the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Dr. King and that group had. And our kids now are being born, and they didn't know like me, Dr. King. They didn't get to see him come to their city. They didn't get to hear him speak in the ways he did when live personally. So we want them to engage.
Right.
We want them to do research, use the internet, research Dr. King, find out about him, and come and talk about that, what you learn about him with others. So, and if you're a student that a little nervous about public speaking is the number one thing that a lot of people are afraid of, come out so you can watch the other students and support them. Young people supporting young people makes that program so much better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Right.
they are really great in that audience. They're loud and they roar.
Most definitely.
December 20th, remember, get in touch with us so you can sign up by that time.
Great.
And then January 18th is when it all happens. And we have ideas about what you should wear and how you should present yourself all on our
As a speaker.
website.
Great, great. So what else do we have going on?
Well, we also have, so the Oratorical's been going on for 14 years, but we also have the 7th annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Art Exhibit for middle and high school students in Franklin County. So beyond just the city, we've expanded out into Franklin County. And we're looking for artists or people who have an interest in art. You don't have to even call yourself an artist. I know there's students out there saying, I'm not really an artist. I like to doodle, you like to draw. But we would be welcoming of art pieces, of photography, of painting, of pencil, a lot of different mediums.
Ceramics. Okay.
And you would need to sign up with us. Again, it's on our website, the CRC website. But December the 31st is the registration date. We're taking 50, we want 50 pieces of art. We
Okay.
set our limit at 50. So it's important to sign up as early as possible. I now have about 14 in already, registrations.
Nice.
We've put registration forms for the students out in the public libraries, and we've sent them to the Columbus Public Schools, and we're trying to reach out beyond that. So we've gotten wonderful support from Puffin West Limited Foundation and also from Nationwide Children's Hospital to provide awards for our students. We also build frames for the exhibits and easels. We get all the equipment. Okay. We have a reception. We have a reception. So the marchers, who we're going to talk about later, coming over with Mayor Coleman and all of our council people, when they come from City Hall across the river in that commemorative march, they walk into Vets Memorial, and then they see these young people's expressions of what Dr. King's messages mean to them today. And I tell you, the children do not hold back. And we want it to be a provocative conversation because these things are on our young people's minds. They're concerned about issues of trafficking. They're concerned about pollution and the ecology, the sustainability of our world, peace and violence in our communities. So they're bringing Dr. King's ideas of the beloved community and trying to treat people justly and with equality. Those are some of the words that Dr. King would use, equality and justice. They're trying to talk about ways that they can become change agents for our world. So we're looking for these young people to bring us some new ideas about what the future would look like if we were living Dr. King's message. So we're combining art and history in that project, and it's a wonderful piece that we hope everybody will come to the Veterans Memorial that night after the march, after the breakfast and the march. They'll come over to the march. I should talk about the march.
About the march. I mean, so they gather at City Hall.
4 o'clock at City Hall.
Okay.
In the afternoon, so it's well after the march. They've had a chance to, the breakfast, they've had a chance to rest. You will be there.
I will be there.
The mayor will be there.
Right.
City council will be there to welcome all the marchers. And we're looking for student groups. We're looking for organizations to come. Bring your banners. talk about who you are and why this, how you connect to
Express yourself.
Dr. King and all of this work. Express yourself. The OSU, the colleges and universities around town, we want all of those groups to participate and come with the mayor and Director Bell to march over that river.
Right, and we're hoping, because this is, I think this is the 20th year that we've been doing this, and this is going to be a celebration, because we talk about celebrating the legacy, and so this is going to be a little bit different, different of a march, because we're going to celebrate this, and so we're going to have the Saints drum line out there and others. So this is going to be a celebratory march over the bridge there, over the river, which signifies the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And so we're really excited about this year because it's been 20 years, and everybody's going to be involved. And the push for youth, we talk about the youth being involved, and the education push and the equal opportunity for access to education. So that's going to be really the push, and nonviolence. And so we're really excited about this year's events and programs that are going on.
And I'm thinking about, as I watch the marches and as I've been part of it, going over the bridge, it's amazing to see the crowds of people, and people coming together from different neighborhoods, and it's like a little networking, social community, become
it's
family.
It's an annual event that we do.
You become family as you walk over the bridge to Vest Memorial, so it's just beautiful.
I love that part of the community coming together. So when they come over, they see the art exhibit before they go into the program. So Mayor Coleman and the Community Relations Commission have a program waiting for Columbus every year. We've had it for the last 20 years, you're saying. A wonderful program with local talent, research by students at OSU, the OSU, who have written up a beautiful play that's interspersed with art and singing, just like we heard earlier. And it's an hour program. It's world class, and we want people to come into that and be a part of that program.
So they can gather at City Hall at 4 o'clock. They step
There's
off.
hot chocolate there.
Hot chocolate,
There's
cookies.
Because we never know what the weather's going to be like.
But hey, we also have heaters. So they have heaters inside City Hall, so that keep the garage warm. And hot chocolate has been donated along with cookies and what have you. And then we'll have the Saints drum line going. So it'll be a great program just there. And then we step off at 4:45. Step off at 4:45 and make that march from City Hall over to Veterans Memorial to see what you're talking about.
And even if you're a disabled citizen of Columbus, we want you to be involved. So we have arrangements for a truck or a bus from CODA to take people, so you can participate in the march just as well. Disability is not something that our community wants to hinder you from being able to participate in this program.
Exactly. Great.
So the program itself will be there at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7 p.m., and we'll wind up the day thinking and hearing, you'll see Ballet Med and different participants in that program, hopefully, that will make our community proud of itself in the way that we celebrate Dr. King's legacy. I forgot to mention the theme for the art contest. It's celebrating the legacy, the power of love and togetherness. So those themes will be in the art, and then the program will talk about Dr. King and the great works he's done.
One thing that we're doing a little bit different with the Martin Luther King program over at Veterans Memorial is that we're going to be speaking with some of our elders, and so it's going to be a small panel discussion also involved in that, talking about the history in Columbus and what the impact was, and then also getting our youth involved in that discussion too. So it's going to be very interesting to be able to show, the past and the present and how they view civil rights. So we're really excited about hearing that conversation, but then also the other entertainment surrounding that. So what else? The city's doing a lot of things, it sounds like.
Well, it looks that day is going to be a great day, but we're not done for the year because we have some more civil rights for people too. We want.
Wait, there's more.
There's a 2014 Civil Rights Historic Heritage Tour that CRC will lead. Director Bell himself will be the leader of that tour. And that is a wonderful tour. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to visit the civil rights sites that were so critical in 1950 in those years, including we leave here and go to Cincinnati and visit the Freedom Center, and we go on down to Atlanta, see Dr. King, the Dr. King Center, his grave site, he and his wife, and then there's things to see there. We go to Tuskegee, we go to Birmingham, we go to Selma, to that bridge you talked about,
so
the Community Bridge. We go to the real bridge.
Right, you go walk over the bridge here in January, and then in April You can
Yeah,
walk the
then
real
you,
Edmund
then you
Pettus
can go the
Bridge.
real, where Bloody Sunday actually happened. Those events happen in those places.
Well, I tell you, it sounds like there's so many things going on.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, there's good eats.
There's good
There's
eats?
good eats along the whole tour.
Well,
so, I
there
mean,
it
you're
is.
not just experiencing history,
There's
you're
a lot of
experiencing
food, but
culture and
a lot of food. But yeah, definitely. If you want to be a part of the tour, though, you can also go to the website at www.crc.columbus.gov. It's very affordable, and I know we've got some sponsors that are sponsoring some young people. I know the Archie Griffin Foundation and the Limited. We have to really shout out to them, and also Nationwide Children. So many others, some great sponsors, and also still looking for sponsors to sponsor some of our young people to be involved in that. But they can go to the website at www.crc.columbus.gov. But so in things out here, we got about a minute and a half. If I want to go to the breakfast, I got to get there. How can I do it? Who do I call?
You call area code 614-252-0868. And someone will be there to answer your call. And if we don't pick up, if it's after hours, leave a message. We will return your call.
Can I go somewhere and buy tickets? I want to buy 5 or 6 tickets. Is there a place that you can go physically, or stick with the call-in?
Right now, we're doing it via the website.
Okay.
We do that up until a week before the event. The week before the event, we'll be in our sales office selling what tickets are left.
Okay.
You don't want to wait that long.
You don't want to wait.
You want to do it now.
You have thousands of people there. You don't want to wait.
At that time, we're selling tickets which are left, and we usually sell out before that Friday.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you want to go to the website now, place your call, fill out a ticket order form, send in your that order form with payment,
Right.
and we'll return your tickets. And you want to do that now.
Do it now.
Now,
That's
as
why
opposed to
He's not
Wait.
kidding.
That's
You
right.
got to do it now.
now.
To get those good seats.
Right.
Good seats up front. And Mr. Hewitt,
We
any parting
still,
words?
want sponsors for the art exhibit and for the different projects that the city's doing. We do this without a lot of tax dollars. Our programs are being sponsored by external agencies, so we need you, and we need volunteers. So look
we
at our
talked
website.
about volunteers.
We need,
Thank
well, he
you.
said they're golden.
All right.
We need them.
Well, we got to get the volunteers. A lot of great things coming up here in January with celebrating the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. We look forward to that. Look forward to the goodies, but also some great programming and inspiration to kick off our year. So thank you so much, the two of you, for being here and inspiring us. And then secondly, so we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be right back after these words.